Alright, everybody, hi! It's been quite a while, but here we are. It's Wednesday night, for me, for another half hour. uh, so, the cool big purchase that I made for my new apartment this month was a television. Which means that right now I'm recording from my actual home instead of at Nate's, so you won't have to listen to him giggling around in the background, which I know you guys all adore. So I also apologize about my voice. We're starting to get into, hay fever season, and I get really bad allergies, but I think I might have also caught a cold. I don't fucking know. Anyway, we're kind of at a weird impasse here, because what happened was the last video that I uploaded on YouTube of this game, and the last, what I actually recorded were quite different. In part because I'm doing this on my own PS4 instead of Nate's, so now I had to go back through everything. This game goes much faster when you aren't actually stopping to read everything, so that's part of it. The other thing too is I also God, what was I gonna say? Oh, the other thing too is I actually have recorded at least 2 or 3 more hours of this game, but they got fucked up in the process of being recorded. So hopefully that doesn't happen again with this. I hope not, because that would really suck, because that would mean that this is like the 3rd or 4th time I've recorded some of this stuff. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get going from here because I checked YouTube and this is where I stopped, essentially. So yeah, we'll go from here. To bring you guys back up to speed, in case you, like me, were a little bit kind of like, what's going on? We've killed off Isumi, Isumi Hakushu. He's gone. We set him outside. He got eaten by a monster, and I got a trophy for that. And we've decided that our next target is Kasha, who is the younger twin, because that's a thing. Japan's very big on, you know, older sibling, younger sibling stuff, even if they're twins. So, right now, this is like the day after the election, where we shunted Hakushu off into the wilderness. Narichi let out a sad cry, and here we are here. Alright, so back with this fucking douchebag. Alright, oh, and we're discussing this new element that Alice is adding to the game, which is essentially that if you go to the correct lucky spot for the day, you get a piece of information on a card, and, you know, that kind of stuff. Alright, so anyway, we're talking about that. Alright. Okay. If you were for to example, go out of your way to actually hear something that you already knew, then there certainly wouldn't be any point in exchanging information. It would be very hard to strike up a deal. It wouldn't be a very attractive option. So, I wonder if there'd actually be a merit in doing so. Yeah, exactly, that's what I mean. Ah, so here was an advantage. I wasn't sure if there were people who wanted to strike up a deal, but at the very least, there wouldn't be anything to bring me down. The second I saw them lie, then I could just go ahead and not agree to the deal. Alright, well, I mean, if you want to know more details about this, then you should just go ahead and come to the resource room. I mean, you know what they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. What? Um, let's say that we learn who the killer was, and that that person wasn't here anymore. Wouldn't we also lose our memory of it?
もちろん消えた人のことは考えなくていいよ。その時残ってる人の中に何人殺人犯がいるかが答えになるから安心して。
Well, of course. You don't have to worry about thinking about the people who are already gone. I mean, if that's the case, then you should worry about all the people who are still murderers left behind and what's left over. So don't worry. Oh.
他に何か質問はある？
Hey, does anyone else have a question?
クイズの答えを間違えたら
What happens if we give the wrong answer to the quiz question?
いい質問だね。これだけ正解者にお得な得点があるんだから当然ペナルティもそれなりのものになるよね。
That's a great question. Well, since there's a reward for the person who can get it right, obviously there's a penalty for people who get it wrong.
不正解だった場合はその人には消えてもらうよ。選挙が終わった時と同じようにね。
Wow, okay. If you answer incorrectly, then that person just gets wiped off the face of the earth. It'll be just like after an election.
ついでに言っておくと正解者が1名出た時点でこのクイズは終わり。全員で情報を共有してみんなで助かろうってやり方はダメってこと。
Also, I should go ahead and tell you this ahead of time. But once the first person gives the correct answer, quiz is over. So, if you're thinking about trying to cooperate and share information among all of you, you can't do that.
答えはこれでいいかな。
So, what do you think about this as the answer?
はい。
Oh, okay. Huh. Alright, well, I was able to figure out the rules, more or less.
あ、そうだ。夜には節約のためにホテル以外の電気を落とすからテーマパークの乗り物に乗れるのは夕方くらいまでってことでだいたい18時までって感じかな。
Oh, that's right! Since we're trying to go ahead and cut down on our energy consumption, we're going to turn off all the lights in the park aside from the ones in the hotel. That means if you want to ride one of the attractions at the park, you only can do it until nighttime. Say roughly till 6 p.m. or so.
みんな物は試したよ。たくさん乗り物に乗って望みを叶えちゃおう。
Come on, everybody, try them out! Ride a bunch of rides and make your dreams come true!
まあそういう反応は予想してたけど実際に無視されると結構傷つくね。はいはい解散。
Well, I mean, I expected that kind of reaction, but even so, to be ignored like this in real life, it hurts me. Alright, let's all break it up.
ようやく終わりましたわ。それよりも
Oh, seems like it's finally over. And on top of that, Asha stared in my direction.
要様
Kaname-sama. And then, so did Kasha.
要様今よろしいでしょうか。
Kaname-sama? Is now okay?
申し訳ないけど今は忙しいんで。
Please excuse me, but I'm a bit busy at the moment.
お姉様要様もそうおっしゃってることですし。
Hey, Ode-sama. I mean, Kaname-sama has already said that.
では後ほど迎えに参りますわ。
Well then, till later. We will come to meet you.
それでは要様私もこれで失礼いたします。お約束した件お忘れにならないようお願いいたします。
Alright, well then I'll be seeing you later, Kaname-sama. I too will be taking my leave. regarding our promise, please do not forget it.
約束
Our promise? I had no idea what they were getting at, but it seemed as though the twins were back to their usual haughty selves, and they left the room. Following them, Himeno Miori, Yuri, and then Isurugi Michimune followed as well.
じゃあ行きましょうか
Hey guys, why don't we get going?
道宗
Michimune?
いいからとにかく外に出よ
Yeah, it's fine, don't worry about it. Let's just get out of here.
うん
Okay. And then, the final three, well, they were as they always were. Yurizono Shihori. Seemed as though she had absolutely no interest whatsoever in what Alice had been saying before, and without a word, left the room. She walked carefreely, as if she had nothing to do with anybody else in the room, without meeting anyone's gaze.
邪魔だどけ
Hey, get out of my way, asshole! Oh, my battery's running low. Hang on a sec, guys. Hold up. Ugh. Took so long getting everything prepped, and I now have to plug my computer in so it doesn't die. Hang on. Ugh. Not ideal. And I'm back, and I brought tissues. Computer didn't like being up there. Okay. Yeah. Let's plug you in. I'm still missing a couple of key components to my furniture setup here. One of the most important being a couch and also a TV stand. Those two kind of crucial things are not exactly ready to go yet in this apartment. Yes, I have been living here since last July. I don't spend a ton of time at home, guys. You gotta realize that. Okay. Now that I have about 5 million cords over here, with everything charging and everything plugged in and going and whatnot. Okay, here we go, we're back. As if to push Alice out of the way. He moved as if to push Alice out of the way. But, in truth, all that happened was Ayada Izuki, swiped his hand through her hologram. This is fucking bullshit. Still muttering to himself. Okay. I could clearly hear him, despite the fact that he was continuing to mutter to himself. Oh, my nose unclogged. It was as if he had said this a little bit louder than usual, so that he could be heard, and make sure everybody would know that he was dissatisfied. I mean, it was pretty obvious that he did think that this was all bullshit. Alright, but there there wasn't necessarily any evidence that needed to be collected. I could probably go ahead and just verify the truth of it later. It wasn't the kind of thing that I would need to discuss right now.
みんな行っちゃったね。
Seems like everyone has left, huh? And even in a place like this, this guy still came over and was speaking to me so casually.
ええ、そうですね。
Yes, certainly seems that way.
君はどうするの？
And, what do you plan to do?
クイズのことですよね。正直に言って迷ってますね。
About the quiz, you mean? To tell you the truth, I'm kind of torn about it.
あれ？そうなの？てっきり君は真面目に集めるんじゃないかと思ってたよ。
Huh? What is that? Huh. I would have thought that you would be going around and doing your best to collect everything seriously.
失敗した時のことを考えれば当然じゃないですか。
Well, I mean, if you think about what'll happen if you mess up, it's not obvious.
そんなことを考えるほど君は弱くないと思うけど。
I didn't take you as someone who was weak enough to think something along those lines. Well, I probably wouldn't be able to dissuade his suspicion of me if we continued like this.
そういう忍長寺さんは？
And what about you, Ninchoji-san?
僕？そうだね。僕も迷ってるよ。
Me? I believe I also am quite unsure of what I want to do.
まあ、もうテーマパークで遊ぶって年でもないしね。そういうのは若い人たちに任せるよ。
Well, I think I'm already past the years when I would be enjoying myself at a theme park. I suppose I'll leave that to the youngins, as it were. Also, fuck you. Like, I'm older than you are, this stupid character, and I enjoy theme parks. Theme parks are great. Fuck you, Ninchoji.
本気ですか？
Are you serious? I asked, but I already knew the answer.
まあ、そう思うよね。
Well, that's what I think anyway.
いえ、失礼しました。
Sorry. That was rude of me.
気にしないで。自分でもそう思ってるくらいだから。
Please do not trouble yourself about it. Even I was starting to think a little bit that way as well.
そろそろ僕は戻るけど、今度またレストランに遊びにおいで。
I'm going to go and head out now, but next time, why don't you come and we'll have some fun in the restaurant?
ぜひ、そうさせてもらいます。
Yes, I would love to, thank you.
それじゃ。
Well then, later. I'm being very casual about how I'm translating a lot of this, but like a lot of it is like unbearably polite, which is funny. Reminds me a little bit of being at work, where I have to like do all this stuff. And it's funny. I have a coworker who, when she's not with clients, she's hilarious, and she might as well be like, you know, a foreigner, because she's just like, you know, hilarious times all the time, and she's just like, she'll come over to my desk and be like, Jess-chan! It's funny. But then the minute that she's with a client, it's like hyper Keigo. And I can never get a word in edgewise. Like when I go to meet with clients myself, I talk to them usually, but God, like when she's there, I can't get a word in edgewise. It's like, oh, say hi, hi. Like, can't do anything. Anyway, okay. Hiding the tremors I felt within me, I saw Nichoji Issei out.
私たちも行く？
Hey, should we get going too? Okay. Seeing that everyone else had left the room, Ichika approached me to speak to me.
そうだね。一度部屋に戻って、これからどうするか考えよう。
Why don't we? We'll go back to the room for a little bit, and then we'll think about what we can do.
わかった。ノリちゃん？
Alright, got it. Hey, Nori-chan! Okay. Taking Ichika's extended hand, Nori followed her out of the room. Alright, well, I should go ahead and head out after him.
かなめくんは全員の名前を答えなくちゃダメだからね。忘れないってことは覚えていなくちゃいけないってことだよ。
Hey, Kaname-kun. Okay. You can't just go ahead and answer everybody's name. Alright. Don't forget. Don't forget that you don't want to or I guess make sure you remember that you don't want to forget. Alice's man-made face drew closer to mine, to the point where almost it was touching my nose.
どういう意味だ？
What does that mean?
かなめ？
Kaname! The second that Ichika looked back over her shoulder, Alice had already moved to the other side of the room.
なんでもない。行こ
It's nothing. Let's get going.
うん。
Okay.
う。これからどうするかだけど。
Alright. What should we do from now?
かなめの考えは？まずは聞かせて。
What do you think, Kaname? Why don't you tell me that first?
考えている方法はいくつかある。
Well, there's a lot of different ways to think about this.
まず、俺に全部集める方法。それと、イチカに全て集める方法。
I mean, first, there's the pattern where I collect all of the info, or there's also a pattern where you collect all of the info.
どっちにするつもりなの？
Oh, do you plan to do one of those? Alright. Ichika also understood what I was saying, but chose her words carefully.
俺が立候補する可能性が高いから、イチカに集めるべきだと思う。
Since there's a very good chance that I might become the nominee, I think you should go ahead and collect all of the info, Ichika. Well, it wasn't so much that chances were good, it was more that it was already decided. That was what we were doing now, and that was how it would continue.
やっぱりそう言うと思った。
Yeah, in the end, that's what I was thinking too.
それでいい？
So you're okay with that? Okay. Her answer was more or less what I expected.
ダメ。やっぱり最初の要に集める方法にしよう。
No! I think that we should go with the first one, where you go ahead and collect all of the info.
理由は？
Why?
私、そういうの苦手だから。
'Cause I'm not good at it? Huh. It's because she didn't want to. But instead of saying that, Ichika went ahead and told a lie. Well, that was just how she was, talking around the actual issue.
それなら最終的な判断は俺がするよ。駆け引きによる情報の交換はルールでも保証されてるから、無償で交換しても問題はないはず。
Well, if that's the case, then I guess I can go ahead and make the call. Make the final call. Okay. Since it's protected by the rules, or since sharing information is protected by the rules, there shouldn't be any problem with us letting each other know what's up.
最終的な判断を要がするなら、最初から要に集めても同じだと思うけど。
Well, I mean, I figured that if you're making the final decision anyway, then it's pretty much the same if you just go and gather all of the info to start. I remember this stupid conversation.
でも俺に集めるのは危険だと思う。
But I kind of feel like it's a little bit dangerous to let me gather everything.
選挙に負けるつもりなの？
So, you plan to lose the election?
そんなつもりはないよ。ただ
No, I mean, I'm not planning it at all. It's just...
要に負けるつもりがないなら、私に集める理由はなくなるんじゃない？
Well, I mean, if you're not planning to lose, then there's absolutely no reason to have me collect all of the info, you know? Even if we continued on this way, there was no way that I was going to be able to bend Ichika. She couldn't imagine that I would ever possibly lose, and because of that, she couldn't even believe in the possibility of it. Well, to tell you the truth, it was probably just that she didn't want to believe it. But, well, if that was the case, then it was still my responsibility.
分かった。ならそうしよう。
Got it. Alright, well, if that's the case, let's do it.
ノーリちゃんの分はどうする？
What should we do about Nori-chan's?
今はそのままにしておこう。これから先どうなるかはわからないけど、ここで起こってることが理解できるようになる可能性もまだあるわけだしね。
Well, I think we should continue on the way that we're doing now. I mean, I don't know what's going to be happening after this, but I mean, there's still a chance that she might be able to figure out what's going on. I didn't really feel the need to worry about what would happen if that wasn't the case. And on top of that, okay. And on top of that, I didn't know if the answer would change based on the information that we got.
とにかく一度試してみよう。アリスのことだからまだ何か隠してるかもしれないし。
Anyway, I think we should go ahead and test this out a little bit. Since it's Alice running this, there's probably still something that she's hiding from us.
もっと詳しい話は資料室で体験してみてね。だったかな。
Huh. Well, she did say that if we wanted to know a little bit more about it, we could go to the research room. Didn't she? Or reference room, sorry.
そう。だから今から3人でいろいろ回ってみようと思うんだけど。
Right. So I was thinking that the three of us could just, wander around a little bit and...
そうだね。資料室にも一度行ってみないとね。
Yeah, that's a good idea. Why don't we go ahead and head to the room for a bit?
ノーリ、
Hey, Nori? I knew that she wouldn't respond, but even so, I planned to continue to use the name. Well, at the very least, she was reacting.
行こ
Come on, let's go.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay, so we can go to the Ferris wheel, or the Ferris wheel. Alright, let's go to the Ferris wheel.
う。やっぱり最初はこれかな。
As I thought, this is where we came first, huh? Okay. There were plenty of attractions that you can see from far away, but in the end, we ended up going to the Ferris wheel. The roller coaster probably would be too scary for Naughty, and I didn't really want to deal with the maze. Okay. The problem was I still didn't know what would happen with finding the lucky spot and having the right answer. How that timing would work out.
これちゃんと整備されてるのかな？
Huh. Well, it seems like this is running smoothly.
危険があったらアリスが止めると思うし、大丈夫じゃないかな。
Well, I mean, if it were dangerous, I kind of imagined that Alice would stop it, so it's probably fine, right?
おめでとう。
Congratulations!
今日のラッキープレイスは観覧車。当たった君たちにはカードをプレゼントしちゃうよ。
Okay, today's lucky place is the Ferris wheel! Alright, for you guys who have won today, I have some cards to give you.
確か場所は人によって違うんだよな。
So, if I remember correctly, the place is different depending on the person, right?
あ、そういうノリ？まあいいけど。
Oh, is that how you're taking it? Alright, fine.
この場合は誰か一人だけが正解なのか。
Alright, and in this situation, I mean, only one person can give the correct answer, right?
複数人で行動している場合はみんな一緒に正解にしてあげるよ。一人で乗るよりみんなで乗った方が楽しいしね。
Well, I'm thinking that if multiple people are, going around together, then I'll go ahead and I'll make sure that I'll treat all of them as getting the right answer. I mean, it's much more fun to ride with friends than by yourself, right?
じゃあ全員分のカードがもらえるわけだ。
Ah. Alright, so then we're gonna get a card for every person then, huh?
そういうこと。
Yup.
最初から当たりだなんて何か裏があるんじゃないのか。
Alright. And, if that's the case, I don't suppose there's any sort of hidden motive behind the fact that we happened to win at the very first place we went.
まあね、最初の一箇所だけは誰がどこに行っても正解にしてあげようと思ってね。どう？優しいでしょう。
Who knows? I was just thinking that, for the very first one, the very first place that somebody actually ended up going to would be the actual correct place. Aren't I nice?
で、カードがもらえることが決定したということは乗らなくてもいいのか。
So, I mean, since it's already decided that we're going to get the cards, we don't have to ride it, right?
ダメに決まってるでしょ。アトラクションを楽しんでもらうためにルールを作ったっていうのにさ。
Obviously, that's not the case. I went ahead and I made the rules to make you enjoy the attractions. Come on!
だからカードは乗り終わった後にあげるよ。
So, you're not getting the cards until after you ride it.
もう一つ質問がある。
Okay, I have one more question.
ん？何かな？
Oh? I wonder, what could it be?
情報の交換はルール違反じゃないんだったな。
Sharing information. That's not against the rules, right?
もちろん駆け引きにでも何でも使っちゃってよ。
Of course. I mean, you can go ahead and strike up bargains with people or use it for whatever.
嘘をついても構わないのか。
And, you don't care if we lie?
当然だね。駆け引きってそういうものでしょ。
Well, obviously. I mean, striking up deals that's part of the par for the course when you're striking up deals. God, I can't, my brain is just not making idioms today.
あ、でもそれだと要くんにだけ有利になっちゃうかな。
But, I mean, if that's the case, then Kaname-kun, you're the only one who can take advantage of it, huh?
なんてね、それは別にいいんだ。ルールで優遇してるわけじゃないし、一つの才能ってことで。
Alright, well, whatever. If that's the case, then that's how it is. I don't care. I mean, it's not so much that you're messing up with the rules, it's just that you have a special talent, that's all.
それだけ分かればいい。
Alright, well, as long as I know that.
じゃあ、他に質問もないなら、お空の旅を楽しんでね。
Alright, well, if there's no more questions, enjoy your trip to the sky. Ready to CG? This is not the CG. This is the CG. I actually really like the music in this scene. Not as much of a fan of the fact that Nori has this weird backless dress on. It's kind of a weird thing for a kid to wear. Although, that's saying not much in this fucking game. Alright. So, we went to go pass some leisurely time together. Perhaps thanks to the classical music that I felt like I had heard somewhere before. Okay. It felt as if it were, felt as if it were going way overboard. For these several days when I went to bed, I would constantly think about what was going to happen next. And then, after I would fall asleep as if I were losing consciousness, losing consciousness, spending time like this felt somewhat nostalgic.
ノーリ、
Nori? Sitting next to Ichika, Nori was busy gazing out the window. And even though I called her name several times, she didn't react. Outside the window, I can see several monsters flying around in the sky. I didn't know exactly what Nori was staring at. And despite all of that, not a single word left her mouth. Okay. Someday, I'd like to be able to actually ask her questions, but I didn't know when that day would come, or even if it would. Ichika would glance over at Nori every so often, but for the most part was staring at me right in front of her.
さっきの話だけど
About what we were talking about earlier.
私には無理だよ。全部要に任せる。
There's no way I can do any of it. I gotta leave it all to you. This seems super suspicious. Okay. Before I even got a chance to get the words out of my mouth, the things that I wanted to say and why, she had already figured out.
分かってるでも共有はしておこう
Alright, I got it. But I'm gonna share all the information with you.
何を共有するの？
What are you gonna share with me?
すべての情報を共有するつもりでもカードを情報に変えるのは全部俺がやるよ
This is such a VN syndrome, where it's like, oh yes, we must specify that I'm going to share the information with you, but I'm actually going to get the info from the cards myself. Like, goddamn fucking VN syndrome. Alright, sorry. I'm going to share all of the information with you. But when it comes to actually trading the cards in for the info, leave all of that to me.
それがいいと思う。
Oh yeah, I think that's good.
でも得られた情報はすべて教えるから
But any information I get, I'm sharing it with you. I'm gonna tell you.
何のために？
Why?
念のために
Just in case.
でも要は負けないでしょ？
But you're not gonna lose, right, Kaname?
すべてが終わるまで負けるつもりはない
Until everything's finished, I have no intention of losing. But Jess is really dumb, and she puts in the wrong stuff and runs out of time a lot, so we can't promise you.
ねえ、要の言うすべてってどこまで？
Hey, when you say everything, at what point are you thinking until? Until I was finished with my revenge. No, I had to think a little bit past that as well.
3人で生き残ることができるまで俺と君とノーリの3人で
Until the three of us can survive together. You, me, and Nori.
それならいい。
Yeah, okay. If that's the case, then I'd be on board.
情報の共有は絶対にする俺が動けなくなった時にはイチカにも動いてもらうから
I'm definitely gonna share all that info with you. If there comes a point where I can't do anything, then I'm gonna have to leave it to you, Ichika.
そんな状況になる可能性があるの？
Is there a chance that that might actually happen?
まだ何とも言えないけどね暴力は禁止されてるから直接的に動けなくなる可能性は少ないと思う
Well, it's hard to say at this point. I mean, violence is completely against the rules, so it's very unlikely that somebody's going to directly stop me. You know, I'm wondering, like, it would be really funny, not necessarily satisfying, but funny, if, like, so this whole time Ichika's doing all this stuff, and she's like, I can't get the info, Kaname, but, like, you know, it's not because she's actually the one behind all this or anything like that. It's just because, like, she's actually just really lazy, like, and she just doesn't want to do anything.
でも事故で怪我をするかもしれないし病気にかかるかもしれないその時はイチカに俺かノーリを助けてもらうかもしれない
But there might be times when I might be injured in an accident, or I might get sick. In times like that, Ichika, I'm going to need you to save myself or Nori.
返事まだもらってないよね
You, aren't gonna answer me, huh? Answer me. Words.
わかった。
I got it.
ありがとうとりあえず下 下に降りたらすぐに資料室に行ってみるよ。
Thank you. Alright, for right now, when we go down, let's go straight to the room and exchange these cards.
私のカードはすぐに要にあげるから、それでいいよね。
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and just give my card to you immediately. That's fine, right?
わかった。でもノーリの分はそのままにしておこう。
Alright, sounds good. But I want you to hang on to Nori's card. Okay. I can't lose. I mean, I wasn't intending to lose from the beginning, but with these two, I can truly feel as though I have their future in my hand. So I have to make sure that they get out. Well, Nori probably wasn't hoping for anything, to be honest. Okay. But I had a goal that I needed to make sure I succeeded at. And for that goal, I was going to have to use Nori. And the information that I would get from her card. Ow. But right now, I didn't need it at this particular moment. Okay. And despite my machinations behind all of that, all I wanted was to protect her.
負けられないね。
You can't lose, right? Or don't lose, okay?
そうだね。
Right. Okay. The Ferris wheel gently descended toward the ground. I would look back on that time. Look back on that time as precious.
Hi, 3人とも楽しんでくれたかな?
Oh, so the three of you had fun, right?
カードは
Where's the cards?
またそういう。かなめくんはせっかちだな。
This again. Kaname-kun. Ugh, you're such a hard ass.
ごめんなさい。私もそうなの。
Sorry. Oh, sorry. Look, I want mine too.
あー、やだやだ。これだから最近の若い子は、なんて言われるんだよ。何百年にもわたってさ。
I love when Alice gets these lines that like would sound perfectly natural coming out of like Monokuma. I hate this. I hate this. What is it with me? What is this being told off like this by these kids? Even though I'm hundreds of years old.
アリス。
Alice.
はいはい。入り口にいる僕からカードをもらってね。
Okay, okay. Get the cards from the me that's in the entrance. I hadn't noticed it until that point, but there certainly was another Alice standing there at the entrance. I'm pretty sure it wasn't there when we got on the Ferris wheel. Well, it could be that there was only a limited number of them. I had only ever seen the actual one during, the actual physical one during meal times. So it was very possible that that was the case. figured that the fact that there were only so many of them meant that if it had come here, it meant that there was some sort of action that Alice would need to partake that required a physical body. I'm summarizing this somewhat. Only on special occasions. If something like this, if there was no, if it wasn't necessary for anything physical to be done, then that hologram, then Alice would get by just using the hologram from before. And you wouldn't need that many.
じゃあ私の分は要に。
I love the expression on this sprite. It's really funny to me. Okay. Hey, just go ahead and give mine to Kaname. Ichika passed right by Alice.
最初くらい受け取ってよ。その後は好きにしていいからさ。
Come on, at least take it. At least take it right now. You can do whatever you like with it after.
どうせ同じことでしょ。
Well, I mean, like, it's the same thing, right? Even though Alice was employing her, Ichika paid absolutely no mind and responded coolly.
で、ノーリちゃんの分は？
Fine. So, what about Nori-chan's? Seeming as if she had given up, Alice went ahead and changed tack.
それは彼女に渡してくれ。
Go ahead and give it to her.
オッケー。
Okay. I was handed 2 cards, and after that, Nori got her 1 card. And with that, everything had been the deed had been done. Okay, we got card G and card K. We only need card B. Then we're good to go. She seems really happy about it. Okay. In her large hand, Alice was still gripping several cards. Nori reached out for it, but the hologram Alice appeared between them.
ダメダメ。一度にもらえるカードは1枚だけだよ。集めたいならまた明日ラッキープレイスを探してね。
Hey, cut that out. You only get 1 card per time, okay? If you want all of them, you gotta make sure that tomorrow you find the lucky place, okay? Even though she might have not understood what was just said to her, Nori obediently retracted her hand.
それじゃあ資料室の方にもぜひ来てね。いろいろ説明したいこともあるし。
Okay, I'm gonna stop it right here. Okay, come to the room. Alright, let's save over this. Cool. Alright, so, back in the saddle. Got this ready to go. Should be good every week. I'll try and make improvements for quality and stuff where I can. But thanks. Welcome back, everybody, and I will see you next week!